All right. Well, again, thanks for joining me today. This is Get Your Local Business on Google Search and Maps. I'll keep this sort of short and sweet, but if you have questions and are interested in learning more, feel free to contact me. My name is Michelle. You can just call the library at 847-234 0636 and ask for the Adult Reference Department or Michelle Doshi by name if you have additional questions. So this class today is in partnership with Grow with Google. In today's workshop, we'll talk about how to set up and manage your business profile on Google. In addition to local business, people that own a nonprofit or run a nonprofit can also have a Google business profile, or also organizations that see clients face-to-face, but don't necessarily have an in-person location. For example, if you're a home-based business, but you go to meet your clients, you can also have a Google business profile. And I'll talk about how that works later. So then after I talk about what a Google business profile is, I'll talk about verification and adding details to it. So here's a little bit of a rundown of what I just mentioned. First, we'll talk about what is a Google profile, how to create it, and how to manage that business info, kind of just a quick rundown on that front, and then contact me if you have more questions. So what is a business profile on Google? A business profile is free and allows you to have your business information appear correctly on Google Search and Maps. A verified business profile allows you to update your address, phone number, website, and open hours, plus answer reviews and help customers find and connect with your business. Business profiles can only be created for businesses that either have a physical location that customers can visit, or for businesses and nonprofits that travel to visit customers within a service area. So some examples of businesses and nonprofits that qualify or don't qualify: a rental or for sale property, such as vacation home or a vacant apartment, does not qualify for a business profile on Google. However, a sales or leasing office is eligible for verification of a business profile. Ineligible businesses also include online-only stores, booths at farmers markets, and food trucks that appear at different locations on different days, or fitness class instructors who teach at different places, or if they teach at a meeting location that they don't own or have the authority to represent. Some businesses that would qualify that might be surprising include ATMs, video rental kiosks, and express mail drop boxes. These are included, but you must include contact information for customers to get help if they have issues. Seasonal businesses such as an ice skating rink or the Halloween store is also eligible, as long as they display permanent signage year-round at that location. Some professionals are considered independent practitioners, such as doctors or lawyers or real estate agents, and may be able to set up their own business profile, even if they are part of a larger group. And then I have a link here. It's support.google.com/business/answer. And then there's like a little number here. Let me get it in the chat. So the link after /answer is 303-817-7 $HL=EN. So that's the full link. If you have more questions about who does and doesn't qualify for a Google business profile. If your business hasn't opened yet, you can still create a business profile and let your community know that you'll be opening soon. You'll just need to select a future opening date at the verify later phase in the sign up process, which I'll point out when we get there. So this is what a Google Business Profile looks like on a mobile device. At the top, you see a photo that the business owner added. Then you see the name. You have a chance to look at the ratings. And then you see the location. And this one is in New York City. And you see that they're a tailor. There are 3 tabs: overview, updates, and reviews. You can click on reviews to see reviews of a business. Then below that, in the blue box, there's the quick link so that someone can directly just tap call to call your business. And then you see the specific address of the business and their current hours of operation for today. So this is the same listing, except we're on a laptop computer now. And this is how it looks to customers who are using a laptop or desktop. On the right-hand side of the screen, you see the exact same information we saw on the mobile page, except it's formulated for the kind of bigger desktop screen. And then here we see the same information again, except now we're on Google Maps. So up-to-date business profiles are 70% more likely to attract visits and 50% more likely to lead to a purchase. The image here shows how the same business can appear in Google Maps, pulling the information from their business profile. And appearing on maps is important because people visit 1.5 billion destinations every month related to their Google searches. And people who search locally, more than 30% of all mobile searches are related to location on mobile devices. And just having your search on both Google Search and Google Maps, in addition to other places such as a website and Facebook, just gets your business into different locations where people might start a search. Not everybody is going to start their search for your business in the same place. So having your business listed in more than one place is a good idea. There are many signals that Google uses to determine which results to show. These include factors like relevancy, distance, and prominence. So relevancy is how well a business profile matches a search. If your business profile is detailed and up to date, Google is more likely to show it for relevancy searches. Distance is just how it sounds. The closer the business to the searcher, they're more likely to show up. And then prominence is gauged by how well known the business is based off the information that Google can find across the web about your business. So this is kind of a look at how the business profile looks across devices. Google is obviously a big company, so they're able to make things look pretty across devices. So you've got mobile, computer, and tablet right here. So let's talk about how to create a business profile. So if you haven't gotten started yet, you can do a quick Google search for your business to see if it comes up. And if it does, you can just click on Claim It Now. If you do a search for your business and it does not come up, you can visit google.com/business. So at google.com/business, you can get started by clicking on this Manage Now button in the middle. And then it'll ask you to sign in to a Google account. If you don't have a Google account, you can set one up. Even if you do have a Google account, if it's a personal account, you could consider setting up a Google work account. So that is basically where you take your work email address and you use your work email address as your login for your Google email address, which is something you can do. So you just put in your work email instead of creating a Google username when you are signing up for that Google account. So next, you'll be prompted to type in your business name into the Google search button right here on this, Manage Now menu that we're in right now. And if you didn't find your Google profile before, you probably aren't going to find it here. So what you would do is you would just click on that blue line of text where it says add your business to Google. So next, you would make sure to type in your business name and make sure that it's spelled correctly, that it matches your other branding types, such as your website, your Facebook, etc. And then click on next. And then from here, you can select a category. Before you get to this phase, you're going to want to think about the category that you would like to use. You can start by just typing the first few letters of the first word in that category and see if it pops up. You might not find the perfect category, just choose something that's closest to your main line of business or the main service or product that your business offers customers. And then you can get more specific and add in details later. When you're done, click on next. So here you'll have to choose whether or not your business has a physical location that customers can visit. So many local service area businesses operate out of private homes. If you have a service area business and you see your customers face to face, but at the customer's location or a common area such as a coffee shop, you can hide your address. These businesses still appear on Google Maps without displaying the address or driving directions. The areas of service will be highlighted on the map instead. So the screenshot shows the service area setup step. It asks, do you want to add a location customers can visit, like a store and an office, with the option to choose yes or no. Unfortunately, you cannot select you can't put in a PO box address as the business profile. You don't want people going to the post office. And B, Google doesn't consider that a physical address. So businesses without a physical location and those who check that they are service-based businesses, during the final step of the verification process, they'll be asked to enter an address to receive their verification postcard, and this is not visible to the public. If a home-based business has already been verified and has their address appearing on Google Maps, they can update their profile under the Info tab and to remove this address and add in a service area. And I'll get to that in a few minutes. So if you checked yes on the previous screen, on the previous slide, you'll be asked to enter in the complete official street address of your business. So you don't need to add in extra details. Google doesn't need to know the cross street. They don't need to know landmarks. And as I mentioned before, PO boxes are not considered accurate physical locations and are not allowed. If you checked no on the previous screen, you'll be asked to enter the areas you serve by entering cities or postal codes or other areas like a county, a neighborhood, or a district. So we've got two screenshots here. This is for those of you who already have a business profile and selected service radiuses around your business. So this process has changed. You can no longer set your service area as a distance around your business. Instead, you'll need to simply specify your service area by city, postal code, or other area. Also, if your business has a physical address, but also delivers goods and services to customers, after entering the business address, you'll have the option to add additional service areas. So these screenshots show how a business can create a service area by checking, yes, I also serve customers outside my location, and then add your service area. When you're done, click next. So now you'll be asked to enter in contact information for your business. So first, you see you can enter in a phone number, and the next you can choose your website option. The first option is where you type in your own URL address. So URL begins with https:// www dot, and then the web address something something dot something. You can also say, I don't need a website if you don't have a website and you don't want a website on your Google business profile. Or the third option is you can have Google help you create a website. When you're done, click next. So this is just a little checklist here that Google recommends. So it just asks to promote your business with photos and posts on your Google business profile, track business analytics to understand your customers, and Google asks that you respond to customer reviews, both the good and the bad. So next, let's talk a little bit about the verification process and adding more details to your Google business profile. So most people are going to verify their address through the mail. So this screen shows how you can confirm your business location and your authorization to manage the business profile here. This slide shows the verification options. So the first one is mail, and that's the one that most people have. You may also have the option to verify via text or the Google Search Console. Occasionally, people have the option to verify with a phone call that appears on the screen. If that appears, the person needs to make sure that they're available to answer the phone number provided for their business when the call comes in, and that they'll need a piece of paper handy so that they can write down the 6-digit code. And then once you get the 6-digit code, you'll need to enter it into your business profile backend dashboard that I'll get to in a second. So when you click mail, the postcard will be sent to you right away. Usually people get it within 5 days, but during heavy post seasons, it can take up to 14 days. It's going to be like a really big like Google envelope. You'll just want to make sure to check your mail, or just let someone know if someone else checks your mail that the Google thing is not spam, because you don't want them throwing it away. So after this step, you'll be asked to add some additional information about your Google business profile. So this includes adding services. So for example, what you're seeing on the screen is for a business that does shoe repair. They have the option to add services such as adhesive repair, buckle and hardware replacement, conditioning, and more. So you can check, what you do offer, or you can add a custom service if you don't see a service listed on the screen that you do offer. So some businesses, depending on their category, might not actually come up with this screen. So next, you can add your business description. You get 750 characters for this. This box is not HTML compatible, and you're not supposed to include a link in this box either, since your Google business profile has other places that are meant for links so that they can just be displayed properly in certain ways. So just primarily focus on your primary line of business or your primary product or service that you offer through your business. You can say a little bit about what sets you apart, talk about your history, anything else that customers might want to know. So this is just kind of like a sample. 750 characters is a good amount, but it's also really not a lot. That's, maybe a paragraph. So you might kind of want to think about what you write as you're writing it, or maybe consider, writing it like in a separate app, such as like a Microsoft Word or a Notepad, so that you can edit it a little bit before you write it into this screen here. And of course, you can just also just get something in the box if you're in a time crunch. And this is always something that you can go back into your Google profile, log back into that Google account that you use to sign in here, and just edit it later. All right, so next you can add photos to your Google profile, which Google recommends. You can also add videos of up to 30 seconds. So just a couple words on resolution. The Google profile requires a minimum resolution of 250 by 250 pixels. Their recommended resolution is much bigger. They recommend 720 by 720 pixels. And then the format would be either JPG or PNG. For videos, they recommend a resolution of 720p at least. And the duration of the video can only be up to 30 seconds. So it's going to be a pretty short video. All right, next, once you've got your photos and a video, if you want uploaded, you can click on continue. So now we're going to look at the back-end dashboard. So the info tab, or sorry, this is the home page of your back-end dashboard. If you haven't verified your business yet, there'll be a little verification. There will be a little verification notification like up at the top until you get that code through the mail and can type it in. So the info tab is where you're going to update most of your information. I'm going to skip up to this slide here. So this is where you can update your name. You can update your categories. You can add categories here if you want to add additional categories to your business profile. You can also edit your service area or edit your business location. You can update your hours. And then once you have your hours on your Google business profile, you can then add your more hours. So the reason you would use more hours, for example, is, if you have specific times that you do brunch, or specific times that you offer delivery, or specific times that you offer priority hours to seniors. You can add this on that more hours screen, but you're not going to see this until you've entered in your hours in this info tab. You can also update your phone number and your website. So you can add attributes also in the info area. So an attribute is just additional details about your business. For example, you can say veteran-led, woman-owned, Black-owned. You can say whether gift wrapping is available, if the location is wheelchair accessible. There's also a health and safety category here. So in COVID times, you could say mask required, temperature checks, appointment required, safety dividers at checkout. Stuff like that can be added as an attribute. This tab, info tab, is also where you can edit that description that I was just talking about before. And then lastly, if you create a business profile, but haven't verified your business yet because your business isn't open, you can set your opening date here in the back end of your business profile. And then if you have appointment links, you can set a link here under info to a website that you're using to set appointments. Or there's another tab lower down on the Google My Business dashboard, where if you wanted to have Google help you set your appointments, you could have Google help you set your appointments in this account here. You can also post details, like for example, this one says, save 10% by showing us a picture of your Bruno. I'm assuming Bruno is the dog. So reviews as a tab here in your business profile. Google recommends that you try to respond to them, that you read them, both the good and the bad. You'll be notified when someone reviews your business. So just a few tips on responding. Just be professional and polite. Once your business profile is verified, you'll have the option to read and respond to reviews. You can keep your responses short, sweet, professional, and polite. Don't use responses as advertisements, and respond to both the good and the bad as quickly as possible. So when you get a positive reviews, the happier the customer. So if someone leaves a negative review, try to address it constructively. Business owners often ask for advice about negative reviews, and usually it's how can I remove them? And unfortunately, Google won't remove a review unless it violates a content policy. Instead, Google encourages business owners to respond. Responses might explain a company policy or encourage the customer to contact you privately so that the issue can be resolved. And then there's also a messages tab, so people can send you messages. So you just want to make sure that you're checking that on a semi-regular basis as well. And then you can add users under the users tab. So if you wanted to add, your partners or your managers on your business so that they can kind of help you manage your business profile, you can add them here. And then this is the Insights tab. So the Google My Business Insights is not quite as expansive as Google Analytics. That's kind of a whole separate thing, but there are some analytics here in the Google My Business tab. So some of the insights include how your customers might find your profile, and the different searches that they might have used to find you. So the next steps would just be to visit google.com/business if you don't already have your Google My Business profile, and then either claim or complete your business profile. Again, your postcard will arrive usually within 5 days, but it could be up to 2 weeks. And in the meantime, while you're waiting for it, feel free to explore your new account, play around, and update your information. So I just wanted to see if you have any questions for me, and I just want to thank you for coming today and for watching. Is there anything, any questions I can answer? Okay, well, if there's nothing I can help you with, thank you again and have a great night. Bye.